hold up, I am on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean, yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing.
Welcome to Crafty Beach. This is Julie, and today I have 10 new fall DIYs for you using supplies from the Dollar Tree. So let's get crafting. The first DIY I have for you today, I wanted to try out some of this frosted film from Dollar Tree to see if I could do like kind of a frosted fall sign. This is the one, it's got like a leaf or like floral print all over it. I also picked up a Dollar Tree picture frame. I thought maybe we could do like a cool fall sign, and instead of Cricut vinyl, we could actually use that window film from the Dollar Tree and see if we could get the Cricut to cut that out. So I just got a Dollar Tree frame. It doesn't matter which one. I just kind of wanted a lightweight one. And I am going to go ahead and use the glass from that frame. So I'll know exactly how much of this to cut out. I thought this would probably be the easiest way to do it. So I'm just going to kind of sketch the glass on the back of that window film. I got some spray paint, like frosted paint the other day that I am anxious to try, maybe for some Halloween DIYs. And I wanted to kind of try this frosted film because they've had this at Dollar Tree for a couple of years and I have never made anything out of it. So I'm using my light grip mat because I know how materials from Dollar Tree are. They really like to stick to Cricut mats, at least with their vinyl. So I'm not taking any chances here. I'm just going to put that down, film side up, paper side down, making sure that it is good and flat before I put it in my Cricut. And I'm just going to do a simple like fall cutout with that. While that's cutting though, we can go ahead and start on the frame. I just want to have the glass in there, have a frosted glass in there, so I don't need a back. So I just pulled out all of the little metal tabs, making sure not to break my frame. Now the frame is plastic, but it's got this great texture on it that kind of looks like wood. And I'm going to try a new color today. This is called Golden Sunset. It is by Apple Barrel. I picked it because it was really close to that like honey color that's really hot for fall. Now on my first coat here on the frame, I did add a little bit of ivory to it to lighten it. I felt like maybe I lightened it too much because it is kind of supposed to look like a honey tone. And so I'll show you how I darken that back up some so that I can still use it. I gave it a quick dry, and then this is how I'm going to darken it back up. Just some Antique Wax by Waverly, which kind of gives me a little bit more brown tone to it, but I'm going to go with it. I think it's a good color for fall, and I want to do a lot of traditional fall colors today. Nothing too bright and crazy, but for those of you that want to do more like traditional fall decor, and we have 10 DIYs. Now I want the frame to stand up, so I'm going to use one of these chunky slat boards from the Dollar Tree. I'm not going to cut it or anything. I think it's going to be perfect. I can attach the frame to it, but I want it to match. So I just give it a coat all over of that same like golden sunset color. And I love the wood grain on that frame because it kind of really makes it look like wood, even though it's not. Now for the glass, I want to make sure that I get it really good and clean. I think that's really important when we add any kind of frosting to any kind of glass. So I just made sure that I got pretty much everything off of it. And then we can start working on our window film. The image that I designed was just a fall tree that has like lost all of its leaves. And I thought that would be really pretty on here for a cutout. So I just pulled that out, and we're going to attach the rest of the film to the glass. Now, since there's still small pieces cut out in there, I am going to have to use transfer paper. So I just use my paper transfer paper that I use for Cricut vinyl, and use that to transfer that over to the glass. So just like vinyl, I just make sure it is stuck down. And the setting that I used on my Cricut to cut this was called Window Decal. I had some trouble with that. I think there's a glitch with the Cricut Design Space system where you can't choose custom materials. I had to like set it up on my phone, which I'm not used to having to do. But I just lay my glass right onto it, and then flip it over, scraping it down, and then I just peel off my transfer tape, keeping it nice and flat against it while I pull it off, and make sure I don't take any of the frosting film with me. And it turned out so cool. Do you see that cool tree cutout? I think that combined with like the leaf pattern on there really looks fun for fall. So it was a success. First time I've tried the frosting film. I think this can have lots of good applications. I think there's a different print of this too. Maybe like a diamond print. So I like it better with the film on the back. I was kind of trying to decide. You can really see the leaves and stuff if you have it on the front, but if you flip it over, it gives you more of the frosted look, I think. So I'm going to put it in there with the film on the back. So just kind of testing that out. But isn't that cool? I'm going to have to use it again because I think that was really easy. I didn't wet the glass or anything to avoid air bubbles, but I really only had like maybe one or two, and I was able to scrape those out pretty easily. So now it's just a matter of attaching this to the frame. We took out the staples in the back, so we're going to have to use a little hot glue to attach it. And my new hot glue gun that I was so excited about, not working great. So might have to send that back and get a new one before I put that in my shop because I don't want to recommend it if it is not going to work right. But I was able to hot glue that into my frame. And now it's just a matter of attaching it to the base that we made. I saw a few bubbles in there, and luckily the film's on the back. And I think that kind of looks better too. I was able to just scrape those out. And the frame is so lightweight because it's made out of plastic that I think this is going to be really easy to brace. And I'm just going to do it with hot glue. So I just do a bead of hot glue along our craft board there from the Dollar Tree, and then just sit my frame sticking straight up, maybe tilted back a little bit. For this step, you'll just have to kind of hold it until your hot glue dries. You can use a stronger glue for this, but mine seems pretty sturdy. Wasn't that easy? I think that's a really fun fall idea. It just kind of came to me and I thought we should give it a try. Now for an even cozier fall vibe, I thought, well, maybe one of these battery operated candles would be really pretty behind it, glowing through the frosted glass. And this was really hard to photograph. My normal location, you really couldn't see the tree cutout. So I'm kind of showing you how it looks here up against my walls, which are a little bit darker so you can see that great cutout of the tree. And then this is kind of how it looks all together. Isn't that sweet? I really like that tree design, and I will share that Cricut file with you so you can cut that out yourself. And this is kind of how it looks with a candle behind it. Really hard to take a picture of this with the frosted cutout. But doesn't that look cozy for fall? I think that's really fun. I love the simplicity of the tree as well. Hey guys, we did it. We hit 20,000 subscribers, and today we're having a giveaway. So stick around later on in the video to find out how to enter. Now, look at this beautiful sign I found at Dollar Tree. The only thing is Dollar Tree doesn't know how to spell, but that's okay. We're just going to remove the misspelled tag. It's so cute. It's a shame that they messed that up. But I'm just going to remove all of that. I'm also going to remove the hanger because I kind of want to layer this sign with another Dollar Tree sign. This one here. I liked this one because it had the dark wood behind it with the light wood frame, which matches the light wood on my pumpkin. But I thought we could take some Cricut vinyl and redecorate that pumpkin really easily to make it say something that is spelled correctly. So I took the little hanger out of the side of my back sign just because it kind of sticks out and there's really no need for it. And then I'm also going to just kind of clean up some of the excess glue here on the sign. Isn't the sign beautiful though? I love the color. It's got kind of that honey color on it as well, which I'm going to try to focus on a lot today. Most of the DIYs have that. I thought to make the stem look a little bit better, I'm going to use just some Dollar Tree twine and just wrap it. But again, that hot glue gun was not working for me. I did have to switch back to my regular Ryobi one, and I'm a little disappointed. I don't know what's going on with this one. But hopefully I can get that fixed because I kind of like the ability to do like small amounts of hot glue like that, where my other one shoots out a lot. So I just wind it all the way up using hot glue to kind of keep it on there. It was kind of, at an extreme angle, but I like that part of it. Then I'm just going to burn off the fuzzies. And then I went to my Cricut and cut out of my favorite matte white vinyl. I get this stuff on Amazon. It's available in my shop, as is my paper transfer paper. And then I just cut out some words to go on the pumpkin. It's going to say autumn vibes. Try not to take the dot of my eye with me there when I weed that out. But I love this matte white vinyl because there's no gloss at all. It very much gives you the vibes of a hand-painted sign, but it's a lot easier than working with stencils. So this is my 6-inch paper transfer paper. I'm just going to use that to apply that to the adorable pumpkin from the Dollar Tree. There's plenty of room on here for whatever you want it to say, and I'll share this Cricut file with you as well. You might have to be a member to use this one. I will see what I can do. So there it is. Isn't like pretty with like the white floral print on the bottom part of the pumpkin, the white writing on there. Now, since I wrapped the stem, it kind of sticks up a little bit there, more so than it does for the frame. So I kind of want it to look 3D anyway, so I'm just going to use a little Jenga block from the Dollar Tree just to give me something to glue that part of the sign to. And then at the top, I will just glue the pumpkin stem to the frame. And I think that looks really cool. The only thing I didn't like were the holes in there. So to kind of disguise those, I thought we could use some of these velvet push pins from the Dollar Tree. They're a very similar color to the wood. And I'm just going to attach them with hot glue right into the holes. Problem solved, and it kind of gave another cute vibe. And then I thought it needed a leaf, and so I decided to use one of these little craft board leaves from the Dollar Tree. I think any of these would be cute, but I thought this one was my favorite. I like the fact the wood or the color on it is very similar to the wood on that back sign. So it's very good. It's kind of complement. And we have all these warm colors on here with all the different colors of wood and that like pretty honey color. And I love that bead trim along the front of that pumpkin. I think it looks so cute. But this DIY was so easy to put together and a quick fix for a little Dollar Tree typo. Now, I did notice that mine was not hanging straight, and I don't know if it's because I attached the pumpkin to the front. But to fix that, all I'm going to do is just move the existing hanger over a little bit in one direction, and that seemed to fix it. And there it is, our little autumn vibe sign. I love this. I think it's so pretty. It's got like that honey color, but it's not real loud. I would call it still kind of like more neutral. And I think it's just beautiful. It's got like that wood grain that kind of continues in that print below. And it was so easy to DIY by just adding some Cricut vinyl to it. You could always hand paint some words on there as well. I think that'd be really pretty. Okay, the next DIY, I want to do a wood round, kind of a wood round wreath. And so I'm going to use a Dollar Tree wood round. Mine is not so flat, but we're going to make it work. And I want to use a Dollar Tree decal for that. But first, I'm going to paint it that same golden sunset color. And this time I'm going to leave it as is. It's very similar to the honey color that I'm trying to get. And then I just kind of wipe off the excess with a baby wipe. So I still get that beautiful wood grain coming through. And then mine was a little rough, so I gave it a quick sand as well. Because I want it to be nice and smooth so that I can attach the window decal to it. Now, to do that, I just put down a thin coat of Mod Podge, kind of all over. And I'm going to use this round one that says Hello Fall. It has a clear background, so I think we can make this work and kind of melt into the sign. This is a great option if you don't have a Cricut machine to personalize your sign. Super easy. Now, I smoothed mine out with a paper towel, But I also don't like that glossy appearance on there. I want it to look like it's part of the sign. And so I Mod Podge over the entire thing as well. Basically going edge to edge on the sign because you don't want it like a different like finish between the decal part and the wood sign. But it is super glossy. So it does take several coats to really mask a window cling when you use it on a wood product like this. But if you do like 2 or 3 coats of this, you're really going to get that sheen. So you can kind of see how much the glossiness has went down with the first 2 coats. But I'm going to give it 1 more coat just so that I'm happy with it. Now, I said like a reef sign because we're going to kind of create this like that. While I still have access to the holes on the wood round, I'm just going to go ahead and take some Dollar Tree twine and string that from the back and just knot it in the front. I like to hang it better that way. And the original hangers that come with this, you kind of have to hang the other direction. But actually, for what I end up doing to this, you probably wouldn't even be able to notice. Now, the leaves that we're going to use are from the Dollar Tree. And it's this big pack of like 50 maple leaves. It's got like all different colors. It's even got like some like burlap ones. And I think there's going to be plenty to like make a leaf wreath to go around the Hello Fall sign. And we're just going to attach it straight to the wood round, no separate wreath form, just to make it easier. And I'm going to kind of do a pattern. So I kind of started with a burlap one, and then I'm going to do like one of each color of the leaf, kind of creating a pattern, if you will. Having them all go the same direction, slightly overlapped, just gluing those down with a little bit of hot glue. And the colors are really loud right now. Like, if you like that look, you're going to love this. I thought it was too bright, and so I did a technique on mine to tone it way down. So I will show that to you in a minute. Now, when I went through all the leaves, I did another burlap, which was a different color, repeated the same pattern, and then I'm just going to keep repeating that all the way around the board. I was able to keep the pattern going, so that was kind of cool. Just by kind of spacing it out when I got towards the end, but just hot gluing around the whole thing to give you that like wreath feel. And I think this is a really easy way to do like a wreath for your front door or a wall hanging for your entrance with just one Dollar Tree sign. Now, this is what I was talking about. I'm going to take like some tannish paint and mix it with water. And I'm going to use a brush for this. What I want to do is mute all the colors in the leaves. You see how bright it is right now. Like, it's really bright. And nothing in my decor is bright like that. So I think it's really going to stand out. So basically, all I'm going to do is I'm kind of like whitewashing all of the leaves with that paint, with that watered down paint. And I don't really want to get too much of it on the sign, but if I do get some of it on the sign, I don't really mind. But you could already tell, even while it's still wet, how much that mutes the leaves. I think it just made them look more high-end and way more like of a neutral color because it was just a little too loud for me. So I got one coat on and dry. I decided to add a little bit more tan to my water to make it a little bit thicker. Because basically the leaves are just kind of like soaking that in. And they get kind of really wet. And then you just have to dry them. I'm just using my heat gun to dry them to speed it up. But as you can see, I went pretty heavy with that coat. Because I really wanted the colors to be muted. And I am giving them a good dry with my heat gun. It really changed the appearance on this. I'm just using a paper towel just to kind of mop it up, make sure I got everything dry on there. And I like it way better now. That's kind of a comparison before and after. So whichever style you like better. If you like the muted, that is a technique you can use. But it's as easy as that. We have our little Hello Fall wreath sign. And this is how it looks hanging in my home. I really love using window decals from the Dollar Tree to make custom signs like that. That was so easy to do. And I really like the muted vibe of those leaves. That's much more my style. But I think it's really pretty for fall. What do you think? Okay, next DIY, I picked up this little pumpkin sign at the Dollar Tree the other day. It does have a little bump out autumn word. Unfortunately, it's like really just cardboard, so I don't think there's much luck on saving it. I'm just gonna pop it off with heat and a putty knife. I just wanted this reform. It was just the right size for me. I don't really care about the image or anything that's on there because I wanted to do my own thing. I wanted to see what it would look like if I covered one of these pumpkins from the Dollar Tree with some of their new macrame cord. You guys know I love this. I've been crafting with this stuff all the time, and I thought maybe we could kind of get like the sweater look vibe on the front of this with the macrame cord, and so that's what we're going to try to do. Now this pumpkin has like 3 sections, so we're going to do like kind of one section at a time. I just start by hot gluing along the top of the pumpkin and then going around the outline of the pumpkin. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up doing like 3 ovals, which is going to cover the whole pumpkin. So I'm going to just get started with the left side. I put down like a whole bunch of hot glue to try to speed me up, but honestly, I don't know if that really speeded me up or not, but you do kind of have to hot glue here and there to make sure it is going to be stuck to it. But I'm just going to repeat that same spiral pattern all the way on this section of the pumpkin until we fill the whole thing up. I've done something similar with the Dollar Tree like white nautical rope, like unwoven with other DIYs, and so I thought we could try to do this for a pumpkin, and I really love how this turned out. Now it is a lot of hot gluing, so be careful and don't burn yourself. And now I'm just going to start doing it here on the other side. They have some really cute fall decor items this year, even though my Dollar Tree by my house still doesn't have theirs out. They have like a little bit of Halloween, but all of it is still sitting in the boxes. I was about ready to pitch in and help them stock the shelves today just so I could see what they have. But some of the stuff is really cute. Some of the stuff like this one, I kind of wanted to remake. So now this middle section, I do want to go ahead and fill it in just so I have a flat surface to work with when I do my middle oval. So I just kind of had to get creative, almost doing like triangle shapes here at the top and the bottom just to fill that all in. And then we can start with our third oval. I wanted this to be 3D, and I want this to be kind of overlapping the 2 ovals on the side. So I just start with a long piece in the middle, and then I'm starting from the inside outside on this one, hot gluing around until I go from the top to the bottom of the pumpkin, and you can already tell kind of how cool this looks. It is a little time consuming with the hot gluing, but really it's kind of a mindless crafting. You can get it done pretty easily. I think that looks pretty good. And then to finish it off, I thought we could use one of these like little leather tags. They did bring these back again this year for fall at Dollar Tree, and I love them. I thought we could do like the little harvest tag here. It's like a brown leather. It has a little strap. So we can kind of take advantage of that by actually just using that strap and using that to tie that right around the pumpkin. I think it totally goes with that like sweater vibe that I was going for. I'm just going to tack mine down with a little hot glue just to make sure that it stays in place. And this DIY is complete. I originally was going to paint it that same like honey kind of color, but I loved it with just the white macrame cord, and so I think I'll leave it just like that. I think it looks really cozy for fall. You could also try this with, you know, some of their colored macrame cord they have now, but I really like the wood stem, the brown leather combined with the white rope. It just really looks like a cozy little pumpkin, and I love the workmanship in it. I love any kind of like rope, twine projects like that. I'm always a big fan of. Now check out this really long pumpkin sign I got at the Dollar Tree. Look how thick it is. No bowing. It's nice and thick. Really impressed with the quality of these long signs for fall. And I like it. It says happy fall, which is kind of perfect. I wanted to see if I could kind of make it into something useful for my home. And so I I don't really want to destroy the image. I do want to pop off the leaf though, with as minimal damage as I can. I will replace that leaf with something. I'm just going to go ahead and take the little raffia bow off as well. I want to leave it saying happy fall, and I love the little pumpkins that are on there. I thought we could make ours into like a little, like almost like a flower box that I can display on the table next to my entryway for fall. So it's going to kind of work like a little bit of a shelf sitter, but it kind of stands up on its own for an entryway sign. Now, I don't really like the bright red color, so I'm just going to distress all of it with ivory paint and just kind of working in one direction. I want to make sure that you can still read it. You can kind of still see the pumpkins, but I did want it to look distressed. And so it is a paper. It's not going to distress great, but I was just kind of distressing, wiping off the excess until I got like kind of an even level of distress all over that I was happy with, and then we can keep working on this DIY. Now I want to attach like a planter box to the bottom, and I picked up these little nested wood crates at the Target dollar spot. They're $5, but you get 3 of them, and these are the white ones. I think they're going to be perfect. White is exactly what I wanted for this. And the middle or the medium size crate is the perfect size for this Dollar Tree sign. Now, I do want you to be able to read fall still, so I am going to kind of have to make a stand to attach it to make it a little bit sturdier. But I thought while we're at it, we should go ahead and paint the little box. And they have these little self-adhesive stencils this year with the fall, and so I thought we would try one. It's just the right size for that little box. And I'm going to do the one that says welcome to our patch. That's going to kind of go with the pumpkin theme on that. And you can just tear out the individual stencil. And I haven't used these before, but they're actually just stickers. So I'm going to peel and stick. Now I'll kind of show you what happened with mine. It wasn't super easy to lay down because it got all tangled. So I'm trying to like smooth out the parts that I can first. But it was those 2 little lines above 2 hour and like below 2 hour that kind of didn't want to lay flat. But you know what? We made it work. I just kept kind of, you can peel it off and rearrange it. And it's kind of cool because it sticks down all by itself. So it's going to make the stencil work a little bit better, but it was a little challenging to get on there. I'm going to use that same golden sunset color, honey theme. It's going to match with some of the colors in that fall sign, but be a little bit more of a contrasting sign. And I'm just painting that with a Dollar Tree like makeup sponge, just lightly pouncing over like 2 coats maybe. And you might want to use some painter's tape. So if you have trouble staying on it like I do. And we're just going to go ahead and peel the little stencil off. And success, I think it worked really cool. It's a little rustic, but that's always what I'm going for. And I'm actually going to make it even look more rustic by kind of distressing the front of it with a little ivory paint. Just to kind of make it look a little bit aged. And I'm glad I decided to add to that because I think that's a really fun little touch on there. Now to attach it, I thought one of these little craft wood squares from the Dollar Tree would be perfect. I can attach that to the back of the sign and then also attach that inside the box. Now I don't want you to be able to see it though, so I'm just going to go ahead and paint the top and the bottom of this just white, so we'll kind of blend in with the box that we're going to use. I don't normally pick this size up of the craft wood because I think $1.25 for this size of wood is not that inexpensive, but for little projects like this, it is nice because you don't have to do any cutting. So I can just fit it right in there, but the first step is to attach it to our Happy Fall pumpkin. The other long sign that I got from the fall section at Dollar Tree this year is like a really long cutting board. And I think that is really cool as well. I was really impressed with the quality of this. And I just glue that on the back of my sign like that. And then I can glue that little wood panel inside my base. But remember, we did tear that leaf off before, so we do need to kind of cover that up with something. I thought one of these little faux leather leaves from the Dollar Tree would be perfect. It's kind of like a really warm brown color. So I just pop off the stem on that, and we're just going to attach that to the top of that with hot glue to kind of make, I think that I like that look better than just the paper leaf that was on there before. And I just attach it with some hot glue to the top. And now we can add this little fall pumpkin inside that box. Basically, I'm going to glue it from the back now, right inside the wood crate. You can put it in there as low as you want. I do still want to be able to read the fall sign once I have some stuff put in the little planter box. So this is a great way to take one of those long signs from the Dollar Tree and make it freestanding. Now to fill it up, I'm going to use 2 of the little hay bales from Dollar Tree and some Dollar Tree pumpkins. I got those Dollar Tree pumpkins a couple years ago at Dollar Tree, and they were like a darker orange. I painted them that pumpkin color because I like that a little bit better. So I'm just going to reuse these. And 2 of those fill up that bin perfectly, the little hay bales. And then we're just going to hot glue the little pumpkins kind of all over the hay bales. And it'll go with our little pumpkin patch theme. It's going to provide another little fall color here. And this was such an easy DIY to make for my front door. I'm hoping since the sign is nice and thick, it will hold up to a little bit of weather outside, but we will see. Have a little bit of protection on my front porch from weather, but not much. But this is how it turned out, our little happy fall pumpkin. I'm glad that it distressed it because that red was just a little bit too much for me. But if you like it, you could totally just leave that part alone. And here is our little crate full of pumpkins. Pretty cute, huh? Okay, guys, I wanted to let you know about my Facebook group. I always have it posted in the description below. We would love to see you over there. You'll find out when I post new videos. You can get to see what everybody's been crafting. I also have Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest, and Threads. And my handle is Crafty Beach on YouTube on all of those. Okay, nothing says fall like a cozy candle, so we're going to make a really easy fall candle using a Dollar Tree candle and candle holder. I thought we could use some of the faux leather from the Dollar Tree. I thought that would give us a fun, kind of like neutral color scheme for this, but we can make it look really fun. Now, the candle that I got is vanilla scented, so a scented candle for fall is perfect. I do need to figure out how big of a strap I need just to make a little sleeve for our candle holder. So I'm actually just going to use my candle holder itself to kind of figure that out. And then I'll just need a straight edge here. I can kind of draw on the back of this faux leather. And I don't craft with this stuff from the Dollar Tree very much, but I've been crafting with it more lately. I really love how easy it is to cut, and it has a great texture on it, so I probably should use it more often. It comes in lots of different colors too. I think I have navy, brown, black, and this like ivory color. Now I thought this would be the perfect application for one of these little leather tags to decorate the candle. This one says harvest, and I can attach that to the front of that. So just making sure that is going to be long enough, the little strap to go across, and I'm just going to hot glue this down. Now the leather to the leather was a little hard with hot glue. I don't know, maybe I should have used a different kind of glue because I did have to glue that down several times. I also didn't really like the fact that the pumpkin stem had a hole in it from the little tag part, so I didn't glue that part down, so I can kind of just snip that off. I kind of like it without one rather than to have a hole in it. And as you can see, it's staying down, but like the edges kind of kept wanting to lift up. And I did have to glue them down a couple times, but in the end, I did get it to stay. And it kind of makes it worse that I'm kind of sloping it around that round surface, but it did work in the end. So I'm just gluing my ends down one more time, trying to make sure that they go all the way to the edges. And then we can just put this like little wrap around the candle holder. What an easy way to decorate a Dollar Tree candle. So I just put some hot glue down and hot glue the vinyl down, wrap it around. I think that those little tags are just the perfect size for a candle this size. I'm going to trim that down and hot glue that to itself right there on the back. Now, as you can see, the edges lifted up again. That's what I was talking about. I don't know if I should have used a different kind of glue, but in the end, I used hot glue again. This time I held it down while it was bent and until it dried. And in the end, it did stay down, but it was challenging. It was fighting me there for a little bit. But I love the colors of that. I think that's going to look perfect with a little ivory colored candle right inside. And I don't think it needs anything else. I was just making sure that my pumpkin was not going to pop off again. And, you know, this should be fine to burn. Really nothing I think is going to be flammable. And so this is going to be a fun little candle for fall. So easy to put together. Just pop the candle right inside. And there it is, our little harvest pumpkin candle for fall. Super cozy. And I love the colors together. This is how it looks. I haven't lit it yet because it is so hot outside. It was 110 degrees in my car today. Oh my goodness. Fall sounds heavenly, doesn't it? And this is how it looks from a distance. I think it's really sweet. What do you think? Hey guys, don't forget, 20K giveaways coming later on in the video. Don't go anywhere. You're not going to want to miss this. Okay, next DIY, I want to DIY one of these vases from the Dollar Tree, one of my favorite things to DIY. And then I have some pampas grass from the Dollar Tree and some fall pampas grass. It's a little bit shorter, but it's got that beautiful like honey color. Now, I thought we could use one of these little sun hats from the Dollar Tree to kind of make like a seagrass, like a braided seagrass look on that Dollar Tree vase. Let me show you how easy this is to do. Now, I've always cut this stuff in the past, but I found that if you just get it started with the thread, it just peels right off. It's like a plastic thread that they use to keep this together. Look at this. You just pull and it comes apart. Now, it's not super clean. Some of the plastic thread does like to stick out, but I think that's pretty cool. I used pretty much just the brim of the hat. I think that's going to be enough to cover the Dollar Tree vase. And it's a great way to take a cheap $1.25 vase like this and make it look really high end. So to attach it, I'm just using hot glue right there to get me started. And I'll use some hot glue along the bottom just to make sure that I keep like this bottom row exactly where it should be. And I go all the way around. Now, I don't want to cut and start again. I do want to just keep wrapping it. So then I just slightly go up and I'm just overlapping like the seagrass, like right below it slightly. And I'm just kind of wrapping with pressure, but then just hot gluing here and there just to make sure it's going to stay tight and not come unwound. But I couldn't believe how easy it was to take this stuff apart. I'm going to have to remember that. I use the purses a lot to decorate with because it gives you a cheap like Dollar Tree version, but you get kind of like that seagrass look. With this pattern, it's like really looks woven. It looks really cool. So I go all the way to the top, just hot gluing it to itself. And we have a new vase. I think that color is going to go perfect with a fall theme. But like I said before, you can kind of see there's little plastic threads kind of sticking out all over from that. And so I don't know the best way to remove them. I did try giving it a quick trim with some scissors. I did even try a lighter, but it didn't really work too well. I did notice if you grab them though, the ones that were kind of like really obvious, and kind of tug on them, you could kind of pull them out. And so that's what I kind of did. But in the end, they don't stick out very much, so I don't think it's going to be super obvious. But that might be the only downside of the way that I took it apart. But I think that looks pretty good. So let's fill this up with some Dollar Tree flowers. I wanted to combine this pampas with the regular pampas, both from the Dollar Tree. I do kind of like the fact that they're different lengths, but I do like the other one a little bit better just because it seems like the pampas looks a little bit better than these fall color ones. They also had these in orange today at my Dollar Tree that I also picked up for Halloween. So I'm just going to go ahead and take all the tags off of these. Then we can arrange them in the vase. I thought like one of this color, which is the only one I have left. I've already DIY'd with this before. I made a pampas wreath in a previous video. And then two of like that honey color, kind of like on each side of the vase for a fun little floral arrangement. Now I got it all on there and I decided I needed to add some sand in my vase to make it easier to stand these up. And so I'm going to go ahead and put them back in there. That way I can arrange them a little bit. I just put some little bit of Dollar Tree sand in there. And I thought it still needed something. I love the colors, but I thought it needed something more that just kind of like screamed fall. And I remembered I had some Dollar Tree leaves, like a pick of leaves with very similar colors. And so I'm going to see how that looks, adding it. I think maybe I've used a few leaves off this before, so I'm just kind of removing any empty stems that I can find just to clean that up. But I think there's still enough leaves left on here. And I'm so glad I added the leaves to the pampas grass because the combination of the two of them is absolutely beautiful. They just really work well together. Let me try to kind of show you. Can't really lean it too much, so let me show you how this looks in my home. It's so pretty. I love those colors. That honey color is really growing on me. And this is how it looks all together. I kind of did the pampas grass off to one side, the fall leaves on the other side. And how cool does that vase look? Who knew that that would be like from a Dollar Tree sun hat? And this is how it looks from a distance. So beautiful for fall. Okay, the next DIY, I thought we could try to DIY one of these little chair covers. These are new this year, I think. I've never seen them before, but they're like giant scarecrow heads. I thought, I don't really have a chair this size, and they're really large. Like, I don't know who would have a chair this big, but I thought we could DIY this and make this into a fall pillow. How whimsical and fun would that be? This one has like the brown hat, but when I flipped it over, I was surprised to see it didn't have a back. I kind of thought it had a front and a back and you could just slide it over your chair. But you know what? It only had like a little bit of fabric just to hold it on the top. So if I'm going to make it into a pillow, I'm going to have to add material to the back, which is no big deal. I'll just see what I have from the Dollar Tree, and I found I had some tan fabric that was going to be the perfect size. So it doesn't really matter what you put back here. You're just going to have something large enough, because as you can see, I can barely get this whole thing in my camera shot because it's so big. I'm not going to iron this or anything. It's just going to be the back of my pillow. I was kind of afraid to iron the felt on the Dollar Tree scarecrow pillow cover front there because sometimes Dollar Tree stuff melts. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start here where that fabric ends. And I'm just going to put hot glue down the side of the scarecrow, overlapping the edges of mine. Now, this is just regular fabric, so it will fray a little bit. So I want to try to mitigate that. So I'm just going to do one section at a time. Basically, I'm going to hot glue that with a overlap so that I can trim that down even with the felt on the front of the scarecrow, all the way up until I reach the brown fabric again, and then we can start stuffing our pillow. Now, once I get it all glued down, it's just a matter of cutting the fabric And what I do is I cut it as close as I can get to the felt. And I'm hoping that the hot glue will keep it from fraying. And so far, so good. It looks pretty good. And again, that's just the back of the pillow, so it doesn't have to be super pretty. I did find that if you cut from the front, it was a little bit easier to see what you're doing here. And included in the giveaway today is another one of these little scarecrow chair covers so that you can try to DIY this for yourself. Later on the video, I'm giving away 20 Dollar Tree items, a lot of items that are kind of hard to find, and things that I think that viewers of my channel will enjoy. So stick around for that giveaway. It's so exciting. Now, I always have old pillows. I always save them because I don't like to spend money on like polyfill fluff when you can just use them from old pillows. This was a really large pillow, and it basically took all the stuffing that I had to fill it up. And so I'm just kind of breaking the stuffing up into pieces. That way, there's no areas that are going to be super bulky. But I thought this would be really cute, like on the bench in my entryway for fall. And it's really a nice size for a bench because it's so wide. So I have it stuffed. Now, I thought it would be a cleaner seam if I just used that existing seam on the brown felt and glued it with hot glue right on top of the fabric, sealing that all in. And even though I used just regular fabric on the back, I really didn't have any fraying that's visible. Now, the tricky part is doing this without burning yourself. I just put one of those Dollar Tree hot glue protectors on my finger and putting my finger inside the pillow to push up against the felt so it can kind of come into contact because it has all that fluff on the inside. So it was kind of hard to get it on there and glued down enough to dry. Now, when I get this far, I just put hot glue on the felt, kind of sitting it down on there and kind of pinching it to make sure that it's attached. And that's all there is to it. We have a giant scarecrow pillow. I think it's so fun. I tried to scare my son with this, and he was like, that's cute. It's not scary. I noticed that the little felt hair kind of wants to stick together. So I'm kind of sorting that out a little bit. But otherwise, I think he's adorable. And just a fun use for the little Dollar Tree chair covers they have for fall this year. Really impressed with the size of these. This and like the Dollar Tree wood signs for Halloween are huge compared to what they usually are. So I guess that extra 25 cents is allowing us to get some bigger items. But this is how it turned out. Our little scarecrow head pillow. I think he's so adorable. If you don't like the buffalo check for the strap, you could totally change that out for something else. But its face is so cute. It's already got all the hair and everything. So just a really easy, fun DIY that I think everyone would enjoy. And you can see it takes up like almost my whole bench. It's so large. Now, they have some really cute metal buckets for fall this year. This one's really traditional. It says Hello Fall, and I thought that'd make the perfect planter for a little floral arrangement. And I'm really loving some of their fall florals at the Dollar Tree. Now, this little green foam piece fits perfectly in their little metal buckets. So I always like to use this to fill it, no cutting involved. It does fit flat flush with the top though, so I don't want that to be visible. So I'm just going to hot glue some Spanish moss from the Dollar Tree all over that to kind of disguise that. And, you know, that brown Spanish moss color is going to kind of go with my fall decor. Now, I'm only going to use like 3 picks with this one. I picked up a couple of cattails in kind of that honey color. And then some really high-end looking pumpkin pick there. Really, they're stepping up their game with some of their pumpkins this year. Once I get it all glued on there, the Spanish moss, I'm just going to give it a quick trim just to kind of clean it up a little bit. And now it is ready for flowers. You could always fill this up with a bucket of pumpkins too, but I thought if we added some florals to this, we can make it look even better. Now, these florals, they kind of have tabs where you can kind of shorten them. Makes it kind of easy to cut the plastic part. And then if you just bend back and forth, the metal breaks pretty easily. I'm going to do the pumpkin one right in front. I think it's so pretty. I kind of want that to be the star of the show. Just pushing that into the foam And then I got 2 foxtails, the same color there today. They do have the fall florals out at my Dollar Tree, this local, even if they don't have anything else out. They're killing me. And this is the other 2. None of my Dollar Tree, I've been to 2 today. Neither one of them, their air conditionings are working properly. I felt so sorry for the employees in there because I was sweating. They have to really be sweating. It's too hot for that. I don't know if the buildings just can't keep up or what's going on, but it was even hot in Target today as well. So I did have to shorten the cattails as well. And I'm going to do 1 on each side of the little pumpkin pick. And I think the colors work really well together. The greenery on that really matches the greenery on the pumpkin pick. And we're just going to kind of slide that in there. Not much arranging needed. Just kind of trying to make it look even and full. And this DIY was so easy. Just to add a little bit of fall decor wherever you want to add it. Such an easy DIY. And look at those beautiful colors. I think they did a great job on those pumpkins. The way they're distressed look really nice. And I'm loving the greens and the browns there. And the little metal bucket, so cute for fall. You don't even have to DIY those anymore because they're so cute already. And this is how it kind of looks like from a distance. Now the next DIY is super easy. I'm going to use one of those rub-on transfer stickers from the Dollar Tree. And I found this little glass frame there today. They had these like in this like brass or gold. They also had it in silver. I thought gold would be great for fall. And so it's got 2 little pieces of glass in there. Really, I only need 1 piece, but we're going to make it work. I just went ahead and peeled off the paper. For some reason, it's like the stickiest piece of tape ever on there, but we're going to use some Goo Gone and try to scrape that off. Now, I thought at first that this was like a glass sticker. It says pumpkin spice and everything nice, but it's actually a rub-on. But when I read the directions on the back, it said that you can use this on glass, so we're going to find out. So I finally got my glass cleaned off, and this is the one that we're going to use. And I'm really glad that it was kind of a rub-on instead of a decal because you don't really get any background. So just peel the back off and stick it on like a sticker, just kind of lining that up on our glass frame. And actually, I probably could have just done this on the glass that was still in the frame instead of having to fight that sticker. But I just used a popsicle stick to make sure it's down. And just like any of the rub-ons, just kind of test it. If it's not down all the way, put it right back down and scrape some more. And you'll never know that there was any damage to it at all. And I'm just going to keep doing that all the way up. And I'm so excited about pumpkin spice season. That's probably my favorite. I think that looks really good. Now's the time to get rid of fingerprints. It was really hard not to get fingerprints on this because there's really nowhere to hold it where you're not going to get fingerprints on it. But I'm going to do my best to clean it up before I put it back in that frame. And then it would drive me crazy, right? So I left the existing glass in there and I'm going to put the back glass back in. It has these little like staples you can push down to hold it flat. And then it has a little built-in stand. Isn't that cute and easy? Now, one thing I did notice is when I tried to stand it up, it wanted to like kick back a little bit too far. It didn't want to stand up great for me. So I took it, tested it, and then decided I needed to maybe bend the tab on it a little bit to make it stand up a little bit better. So this is the tab I'm talking about. I just bent mine with a pair of pliers, kind of more towards the glass until I got it to stand up exactly where I wanted because it really was kind of laid back. That's how I want it, and that is how it turned out. Super sweet and easy. And anytime I can find a glass frame like that from the Dollar Tree, I'm going to pick it up because there's so many decals and different things you can put on that to make a really fun little sign. This would be cute anywhere because it's nice and small, like tier trays, office spaces, kitchens. Isn't it cute? And it was so easy to DIY. Hey guys, I wanted to let you guys know that I've introduced memberships on my channel. For $4.99 a month, you're going to get early ad-free access to my videos and a few other perks as well, like shout-outs. And I want to give a big shout-out and a thank you so much to the following Crafty Beach Bum members. Thank you to Karen O'Haron, Coastal Couple, Pamela Bergeron, I Am Mojo Jojo, Melinda Elizabeth, Jamie Job, Susan Edmonds, Sandra Ray, Stacy Hall, Carrie R., Tracy Knight, Verna Noctegal, Julie Miller, Whitney Harrison, Nancy Wunner, Jan, and Tammy Coates. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. And now it's time for the 20K giveaway. I'm so excited. By reaching 20,000 subscribers, I wanted to thank you guys so much by doing a 20K giveaway. So here's the deal. First, I'm going to show you the prize, and then I will show you how to enter the contest. So let's go. I thought 20 items for 20,000 subscribers. So I filled up a giant bag from the Dollar Tree, and let me show you what's inside. First up is one of these little white wood fish from the Shore Living line at Dollar Tree. Super hard to find and so fun to craft with. I wanted to give you guys a combination of coastal items and fall items to use from the Dollar Tree. Next up is a little white anchor. I love the texture on that. That's also from the Shore Living line. Really fun to craft with. I wanted to try to give out lots of items that were hard to find, like these little Shore Living hooks. 2 different kinds. You can always pop these off for crafting, or you can just use them as hooks. I think they're so cute. I've DIY'd with those a lot. And next up, some of my favorite little wood ornaments from the Dollar Tree Shore Living line, the seahorse ones. So fun to craft with. And I know a lot of my viewers are coastal crafting fans. That's why I wanted to include lots of coastal items. These are the new little chipboard, mermaid, starfish, and seahorse. And these are also from the Shore Living line, a little seahorse sign, just plain wood for you to DIY. And I know a lot of you were really looking for the sea turtle one, so I'm also going to give away one of those as well. How cute are those? And they're just a blank canvas to paint or DIY however you'd like. Up next, for some smaller wood ornaments, these are the little dolphins from the Shore Living line. So I'm going to go ahead and include a whole package of those as well. As one of these little Shore Living garden flags. This one's really pretty. It has the lighthouse on there, and there's so many DIYs you can do with those. I like to make them into signs. Up next is a Dollar Tree Shore Living starfish. It is red. If you don't like that color, it'd be really easy to paint if you just remove the rope, but it might be great for Christmas, and it's a wonderful size. I absolutely love those. And then I'm going to include one of the little summer sea turtle tablecloths. I've used these lots in crafting. I know a lot of you guys have had trouble finding these, so I'm going to include one of those as well for you to make some fun sea turtle crafts, or I guess you can use it as a tablecloth too. Now we use this today. This is the version with the orange hat, the little scarecrow. You can make your own pillow, or you could use it as a chair cover too if you had a large chair like that. And then I always love picking these up for fall, the little plastic trays. They're so easy to paint or DIY with, or you can kind of leave them as is because it's kind of really beautiful to use that as a pumpkin tray. Wanted to get some fall stuff in here too. You guys know the blue leaves from the Dollar Tree are my favorite, and they sell out really fast. They're already gone from my stores, but I'm going to go ahead and include some of those as well as this like mint green wood staple pumpkin. I always love crafting with these every year, and that's the perfect color to do a coastal pumpkin. And then I'm also going to include some of the Shore Living ribbon. This is the white with the starfish on there. A little hard to see that pattern. And then also the light blue one with starfish on there as well for coastal crafting needs. I always love picking that up. And then also some of the blue mushrooms for fall. These can be kind of hard to find, and I love crafting with those as well. And to finish it up, Item number 20, a package of Dollar Tree starfish from the Shore Living line. So lots of heart items to find, lots of coastal, lots of fall. And now, how do you enter? All you have to do is comment 20K in the comments below. It can be anything. It can be congrats on 20K. You can just put 20K. But my price calculator, you have to have 20K, all one word together, to enter the contest. The only rules are that you have to be 18 years old and live in the continental United States. I'm going to mail it to you free of charge. Don't let anybody try to scam you in the comments. I will contact you below your entry, letting you know that you win. I'll also communicate that on my community tab and in my Facebook group. It is a random drawing, and good luck. Okay, guys, are you ready for the final reveal? Here are all 10 DIYs that we made today for fall. Don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed. Remember to comment 20K below, but you can also comment below with your favorite DIY from today. And don't forget to subscribe. Even though we've hit 20K, I want to keep growing here on Facebook. Thank you so much and enjoy.
Open up the window. I'm breathing in the last of September. I can feel the wind blow, and the late summer sky is like a giant ember. Everything is turning into gold. When the autumn leaves are playing chase, it puts a smile up on my face. They leave their branches one by one and whirl around there just for fun. Some are faster, some are slow, and some are high and some are low, dancing through the last days of September. Since I was a little child, every year for as long as I remember, all the leaves were running wild, going all the way until November. Turn the world around us into gold. When the autumn leaves are playing chase, it puts a smile up on my face. They leave their branches one by one and whirl around there just for fun. Some are faster, some are slow, and some are high and some are low, dancing through the last days of September. I wonder where they're going, the flight of swallows sailing through the sky. There's no way of knowing, but maybe someplace far from you and I. When the autumn leaves are playing chase, it puts a smile up on my face. They leave their branches one by one and whirl around there just for fun. Some are faster, some are slow, and some are high and some are low, dancing through the last days of September. When the
thank you so much for making it all the way to the end. If you'd like to watch more Crafty Beach, YouTube thinks you might enjoy this video right here.